I'm Monica Linden, a lecturer in neuroscience, and I won a Teaching with Technology Model Course Award. The course is Neural Systems, Neuro 1030, which is an intermediate level neuroscience class required for neuroscience and cognitive neuroscience concentrators, and it has about 150 students. And we learn about sensory systems and motor systems, so seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and how you move. So I use technology in a lot of ways to help me better interact with the students. So one of the basic things is that I use Canvas a lot. Assignments are put up through Canvas, grades are through Canvas, so it just facilitates that conversation more easily. They have access to everything. I use the announcements through Canvas. To interact with the students in the large lecture, I use clickers. So they all have their clickers. They're required to attend lecture, and then I take attendance by the fact that they're answering the clicker questions. So I know that they're coming, and then I know if they understand something or not, if I have to go back over it, or if we can move on to the next topic. And then another big way that I used technology last year was by putting their exams on the computer. Their exams were offered through Canvas in a proctored setting in conjunction with Respondus Lockdown Browser, which keeps them from accessing anything else on the internet besides the Canvas course, or the Canvas test, rather. And so then they could take their exam in Canvas, which allowed me to grade it on Canvas, which gave me detailed statistics on how they did on every single question on the test. Because it's a large class, and because my exams are fairly long and use not just multiple choice, but short answer and brief essay questions, I never knew how people did on every single question when we were grading on paper. I only knew the questions that everyone got really, really wrong, or if something was too easy. So this way I could see the statistics for every single question on the test. And so I knew exactly what I needed to brush up on or teach more or change for next time. But also it let me generate a report for each student in the class that told them not just this is the % correct that you got, but it let me break down the test in some different ways that they might not be thinking about their testing. So one obvious way is by topic. So it said, oh, you understood vision, but maybe you need to study vestibular system a little bit better. But also, I ranked all the questions by their level of cognitive difficulty using Bloom's taxonomy, and I taught the students a little bit about that, and then was able to tell them, oh, you're actually really good at all the questions that require memorization, but when you have to apply concepts, that's where you need to work on. So maybe you want to adjust your studying to enhance that, and not just focus on memorizing more to get your score up. And we actually analyzed all the results from that and found it was really effective in improving their performance on the higher order cognitive skills just by telling them, change your studying. We didn't really have to do anything else, so that was nice. So I'd really noticed that the students were pretty good at the memorization-based questions, and because of when this comes up in their careers, mostly sophomores, so they're using a lot of their high school study methods that might have worked in their freshman level classes. When I talked to them about their studying, they would say, I made flashcards, or I reread the chapter, or whatever, and they weren't using study approaches that would help their higher order skills. And when I met with them, I would say, well, look, let's look at which questions you missed. This is about interpreting graphs. This is about analyzing data. That's what you need to work on. So I knew like that was information I wanted to be able to give the whole class and not just the students that came to my office hours. And Bloom seemed like a logical thing to apply. And it's pretty straightforward for them to understand the basics of Bloom's, and also just to talk about like flashcards are great when you have to learn the definitions, and you definitely still have to do that in this class. But if you want to apply concepts, you might need to talk to your friends and ask each other higher order questions and say, well, what do we learn in vision? That's also true in olfaction, and have a conversation with someone. And that message, I think, was only getting to people that were coming to office hours before. So this way I could reach more. Yeah. One of the big pieces of advice I would give would be don't try to do it alone. There are people that can help you with all these different things in the academic technology group. They can make sure you're not wasting a lot of time trying to figure out stuff on your own. Like some little things in Canvas, if it doesn't work for you, like don't beat your head against the computer, because sometimes that happens. And the computerized exams, I would warn that it's not an easy road, but you can practice it with a no stakes pretest for the students so that they get involved in it, so you can feel a little more confident about doing it. So getting help and Small steps is the other thing I would say that's been really helpful for me. The 1030 course reader going digital was a project that I wanted to do in 2012, and it didn't happen until 2014 because there were a lot of steps that needed to happen to make it get there. And I have big dreams for it to be videos and animations and all this enhanced multimedia, but we're not there yet, and doing small steps and iterations and running that through a class. So we revised the text of the book a little bit, then we revised the images in the book, then we could get it digital, and now we can add more things. So iterative process, little steps.